Namaskar. A delegation of Socialist Party India, National Alliance of People's Movement and Tushar Gandhi's Hum Bharat Ke Log recently visited Ladakh. And the day we arrived there on 11th of September, Sonam Wangchuk had started his fast. We came to know of this news when we arrived in Kargil, and we went by road from Srinagar to Kargil and then from Kargil to Leh, because as you know these places are at high altitudes. I mean, Srinagar is about 5,000 feet above the sea level, Kargil is about 8,000 and Leh is about 11,000 feet above the sea level. So some people have problem in breathing because of the low levels of oxygen. So you are best advised to acclimatize yourself to the climate there, and therefore it is best, you know, to move slowly in this region so that you get used to the local climate. And therefore we took 2 days to cover about 400 kilometers. And when we arrived there, we came to know that that he had started his fast. We visited him at the site where he is fasting, which is Martyrs Park, also known as Memorial Park, which was his third day of fast on 12th of September. And this is the 5th time that Sonam Wangchuk is fasting. Every time he goes on fast, he increases the duration of the fast by 1 week. And so this is essentially a 5-week fast. So his last fast was 4 weeks, and if he has to do another one next time, that will be of 6 weeks. The reason he is sitting on fast is now well known. He and his organization, which is called Leh Apex Body, which is concentrated in the Leh district of Ladakh, which is Buddhist dominated, and the Kargil Democratic Alliance, which is based in Kargil, the other district of Ladakh. Ladakh has only 2 districts, which is Muslim dominated. These 2 organizations jointly are running this campaign. They want Ladakh to be included in the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. As you know, the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution gives special protection to tribal areas. 99% of the population in Ladakh is tribal, and therefore their demand is quite justified. And it is no surprise that when Bharatiya Janata Party was contesting the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, in their manifesto, the point number 3 is that Ladakh will be given 6th schedule status. In 2020, there were the Hill Development Council elections. These council have existed since before the partition of Jammu and Kashmir in 2019, and when the status of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh was both downgraded to Union Territory. So both Leh and Kargil have autonomous Hill Development Councils. So in the elections to the Hill Development Council in 2020, again BJP promised that Ladakh will be given a 6th schedule status, but it has gone back on its promise. And our conjecture is that it is because of the corporate lobby, because if you put Ladakh under 6th schedule, then they will not be able to exploit the natural resources of Ladakh, and that is why the government is not doing it. What the Bharatiya Janata Party had promised in 2 elections in 2019-20, because as everybody knows, this government functions to benefit private corporates, and especially the big private corporates. Their close association with Adani and Ambani is now known the world over. So 6th schedule status is very important from the point of view of the people of Ladakh, protection of their fragile ecology as well as their identity. Because if big projects come up there, for example, a solar power project is coming up over 40,000 acres. Now the number of people it will bring from outside is going to be a burden on the local ecology. It's an ecology which is very fragile. It's naked mountains, so whether it is water or land which is cultivable, or any other resources, they are in short supply. As I mentioned, there are low levels of oxygen, so we cannot have activities which will be polluting, which will bring more people and put a burden on this ecology. So their cultural identity is also under threat if 6th schedule is not given to Ladakh, and then Ladakh is also demanding full statehood. If you look at the experience of Jammu and Kashmir, which at least has an assembly, Ladakh doesn't even have an assembly, it just has 2 hill development councils, which are called autonomous, but they are not really autonomous. If you look at the budget that they get, out of the 6,000 crores given to Ladakh, they get only about 10%, that is 600 crores. The rest is spent by the Lieutenant Governor and the bureaucrats under the Chief Secretary. So the assembly in Jammu and Kashmir was formed after elections, 5 years after Article 370 was diluted and 35A was revoked and Jammu Kashmir was partitioned, and in that election a government was formed. But look at what is happening to this government. This elected government is almost subservient to the Lieutenant Governor, who has been appointed by the union government, and often the Chief Minister of Jammu Kashmir has to face very embarrassing situations, like he was put under house arrest on the Martyrs' Day when he wanted to go to a mazar. And even in other matters, matters for example that of security, he is not consulted. Lieutenant Governor is the one who takes all decisions. So Ladakh wants an assembly but doesn't want to be in a situation like Jammu Kashmir. So this demand is gaining ground both in Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, that these two must be given full statehood status. That is demand number 2. Demand number 3 is that this entire region of Ladakh, which geographically is bigger than Jammu and Kashmir, has one member of parliament, who is presently Hanifa Jan of the National Conference. Earlier it was a BJP MP there, so they want 2 MPs at least, one representing Kargil and one representing Leh, because these are big areas, it's spread out. Population is thin, but in terms of area that has to be covered, it is quite big. Therefore, 2 members of parliament is what the people want there. And the last demand is they are demanding a public service commission, because there have been no appointments at the gazetted post for the last 6 years. Ladakh is being run by imported bureaucrats. Presently, the Lieutenant Governor, the Chief Secretary and the Director General of Police all are from Jammu, and one of the basic reasons why Ladakh was separated from Jammu and Kashmir was so that it should not be subservient to Jammu and Kashmir, but it is ultimately the officers from the Jammu and Kashmir and the politicians from Jammu and Kashmir who are running Ladakh. So this is against the whole idea of autonomy and federalism. Therefore, the people of Ladakh want a public service commission so that they can have their own officers, appointed and run the state. For the last 6 years, as I said, there have been no appointments, and there was a policy of reservation which was agreed to by the government in the last talks of Leh Apex Body and Kargil Democratic Alliance with the government, in which 80% reservation for tribals was given, but this is also not being implemented. In the academic institutions, they are not appointing their own PhDs as scholars, teachers and researchers, but people from outside are filling the vacancies. So there is a resentment even among the educated Ladakhis, and there are quite a few of them who go to universities outside, Banaras Hindu University, universities in Lucknow, and get degrees and go back, but they face humiliation because they are not being entertained. So a problem of unemployment is very serious in Ladakh, and therefore there is a demand that they should have their own public service commission. So on these four demands, people of Leh and Kargil are mobilized. They are supporting this movement, and we hope that the government will listen to them, will pay heed to the fast that Sonam Wangchuk has undertaken, and hopefully he doesn't have to go on for 35 days. There will be dialogue and there will be some solution to the demands that are being raised through this fast. Thank you.